Hello, and welcome to another episode of Sparkle and Vibe. This is your host, Kiran. Just to recap on the last four episodes we had on Sparkle and Vibe, we talked about affirmations, the I am. We spoke about mirror work, which is speaking about talking to yourself in front of the mirror and loving every aspect of yourself. Raising your vibration, this was during the festive season where there's too much of hoopla going on and all you're doing is trying to calm yourself down. So I shared some techniques with raising your vibration. And then the last one we spoke about was clearing space, just to bring in that positive energy, just to raise that vibration in your environment, in your homes. This new episode, we are going to talk about gratitude as an attitude. We cannot speak more about other things before we can talk about gratitude. A lot of people forget to be grateful for what they have. If you look at what's going on out in the world, the media portrays, shows you all this dire negative things that are happening in the world. Oh, fuel prices are going up, gas and electric prices are going up. This is creating a whole load of fear in people. And then there is also negative talk about yourself, your self image, the body self talk, and it we're all concentrating on. The human mind is such that we're just concentrating on all the negative aspects in our life rather than concentrating on something that is positive, something that we should be grateful for. Growing up, my grandmother used to make us sit at the table while before our meals, and she would say, send a prayer of gratitude. You don't have to sit there and say grace and say a whole load of words. All you can do is just hold your hands together and say thank you. Thank you for that meal I'm having today, because the more you're grateful for, the more you receive to be grateful for. And that is the cycle of the universe as well. And when you are sending all this positivity, this positive good vibes out there to the universe gives it back to you. As I said that in my affirmations episode, whatever you project out there is what you get amplified back towards you. It's something that we should all start looking towards, start working with, because it is just something that we should embrace in our daily life. I remember when I worked in my last company, and a colleague of mine came and she went on and on about how um, she started her day off with her alarm not going off, and then she had a lamppost fall on her car, which was a bad thing. And then she complained about how she had to wait for the breakdown services to come and collect her car. And then she went on about, oh, and then I came into the office and now I'm told I'm being made redundant. There was a constant string of complaints. It was just something negative. I do agree. We do love victimizing ourselves. We love talking about all the things that have gone wrong with us, but nobody speaks about anything that's good that's happened to them. I mean, nobody comes up and tells me, hey, I actually woke up before my alarm went off. And, I just got up, I went and did some yoga, worked out, and then I just went on with my day. And it was just so fruitful. People don't do that anymore. People love talking about all the negative things that they happen. And as I said, it's just victimizing yourself. Maybe we should try and change our way of thinking, a way of, it's a way of just thinking. You keep thinking about what other positive things can happen. So maybe one morning, just wake up and instead of talking about, oh, I could have slept a bit more, think about something positive. Think about, oh, thank you. I woke up this morning. It's more like I could wake up another morning to see another day. That's the gratitude that you are living in, that gratefulness that you're feeling towards how it's going to all pan out. So why not be grateful for a lot of things? And today I will share with you some of the tips that I have used and some that I still use. Before I go into the tips, there's a book I read about the magic by Rhonda Byrne. Now, she's the lady who wrote The Secret, a very popular book. It's one of those books that the whole world was reading and wanted to understand how things work out and how the universe works. Rhonda Byrne talks about the magic rock. Now, the magic rock is pretty much holding a rock in your hand, and then you think of something good that happened to you that day and send a word of thanks. Be grateful, saying thank you towards the universe, to God, whoever you believe in that outside force, that unknown force that you resonate with. So just send a word of thanks. You know, and in most cases, when people say you should pray and everything, even a word of thank you is more than enough. And it is a prayer because your prayer is being heard. So rather than you getting overwhelmed about, oh, I should pray or do something or the other, why not just send a word of thanks? Thank you. And that is all that you need to know. Just thank the universe, thank God, thank whoever you want, so that you are sending that gratitude out towards the universe as well. So that is one of the things that I work with, using a gratitude stone. So the night before I'll go to bed, put that rock in my hand, and then just send good vibes out there and just say thank you for the day that I've had. You could also use a crystal, any crystal that you resonate with. Just pick one and send a word of gratitude and hold it in your hand. And this thing will become more of a practice rather than just trying and experimenting it. See how it goes. And like I say, 21 days. I keep banging on about it, but 21 days it takes to just try and forming this habit. Now, another thing that you could do is write a journal. You could start a journal today, tomorrow, whenever you want, whenever you're ready. Think of the 5 things that you're grateful for. Sometimes it can get a bit repetitive. Every day you're repeating the same things that you're being grateful for. Be more experimental, be more adventurous. Look at other things that you're grateful for. So maybe if you list today, thank you for the shower I had this morning. Thank you for the clothes that I have today. Thank you for our house. Thank you for the car that takes me from A to B. Thank you for the breakfast I had. And then I think when you become repetitive and then you start seeing other things that you're grateful for, whatever that comes your way, and you're being more thankful to it. So start listing at least 5 things that you're grateful for in that day, and then keep going for 21 days. After the 21 days, you can review it and see what exactly you have been grateful for. So you start from where you came from and all the way up until the 21st day. You will see that there is a whole load of things that you hadn't envisioned like in day one, and by day 21 you're literally looking at various ways, various things that you're grateful for. So try journaling it, because that's one of the things that is quite interesting, and it's something that I've practiced as well, although I don't do it anymore. Instead, I use prayer beads. Now, I have a prayer bead with a whole string of prayer beads. I think there are about 101 beads in them. And what I tend to do is, this is something I picked on myself, where I use each bead and say thank you, and picture the things that I am thankful for and vision what I'm thankful for. So something like I start with thank you for my soul, thank you for my parents, thank you for my ancestors, thank you for my siblings, anything you want to be thankful for. Even thank the people, the toxic people who have been in your life, because they came into your life to teach you a lesson. You learn from that lesson and move on. So I know that that's a bit of a difficult one to do, but it's up to you. If you don't feel comfortable to thank somebody who's really hurt you, fine, fair enough, leave that. Maybe you can reflect on it afterwards. That is something maybe you could come back on. But for now, just thank everything, everyone, all that you have in your life. So I use that. I'm a visual person, so I bring all this in my imagination and visualize all these people, these incidents, all the my my home, my car, anything that I resonate with and I'm grateful for, I'll picture that while I'm chanting thank you on my prayer beads. This is something that I adapted to. Another thing you could do is you can have a gratitude jar. I remember a couple of years I watched a video on Instagram of Jay Shetty, and he was talking about it, about a gratitude jar. So all you have to do is just take a jar. You could decorate it or not. It could be a pasta jar, anything that you feel connected with. And then all you have to do is once a week you list down all the things that you were grateful for in that week, and you could write down anything that happened to you. So once you write that list, and you could just put it in your gratitude jar every week, and then at the end of the year you could take all those chits out and notes or whatever you want to use, and you could reflect on it for the whole year, and you can see how much you've been grateful for. So that's something else that you could use, a gratitude jar. The other thing is, when we talk about our bills, we talk about our expenses, it's again it's the expenditure really, because you are constantly thinking, oh my god, I have to pay my mortgage, I have to pay my water bill, I have to pay my electricity bill, and everybody's overwhelmed by, oh, it's just money going out, but we do not see the benefits we get from it, right? If you're paying your mortgage, you're paying for something that you're going to own in the long term, and it is something that's giving you a roof over your head. So be grateful that you're paying for something that you're benefiting from. So even like your gas bill, right? It keeps you warm, and the heaters keep you warm in the winter time. So be grateful for that, because you're paying for that service and you're receiving the benefit of it. So rather than thinking about, oh my God, this is so overwhelming, how I've just got to keep paying my debts and expenditures and everything, start turning it around. Change your mindset. Look at it in a positive way, because that is making you get into that mind frame of being grateful, showing gratitude, and trust me, you will send love to these bills and these payments that you're making towards what services you're receiving in return. This is something that will help you to see things in a different way, and you're like, you give away your money lovingly, because when you give it lovingly, you receive more of it. You receive that money three times, four times, you never know. This is something that um, I've practiced a lot, where I used to be like, oh my God, this bill, that bill, but I lovingly give that money because I'm enjoying the services that I get in return. And the universe has given me more to actually be grateful for. So if I'm spending like £100 on a gas bill for 3 months, um, when I'm working, those in those 3 months, I recover that money with through my salary or through any business that I work with. So it's just being grateful for. It's a give and take thing, and showing more gratitude, you receive more in return. I hope that some of these tips have helped you out. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And as usual, I said, send comments, send in anything that you would like me to talk about. I have seen some direct messages come through. Thank you for your emails. Thank you for complimenting on the great work I'm doing. Thank you so much. But what I would like you to do is, if you want to put any comments in my podcast, please feel free to do that. Tell me what other topics you would like to listen to, what you would like me to cover. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Thank you and bye.